Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the class trial. Kyoko has told us to hold on a second. What do you gotta say, Kyoko? How? Are we allowed to do this? I'll also be unhappy. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. Apparently the game audio was just muted for no reason. That sucks. Can I rewind? That's a shame. I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't realize. I don't know why. I didn't press the mute button. It must have just did that on its own. I mean, you were able to read what she was saying. I guess I'm sorry you missed out on the voice acting. You were still able to hear me, so at least I think you were. Sorry about that. Let's do it. Where are we going? So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead, and where she took us was... Alright, yeah, the murder scene.
The girls' locker room?
Yeah, here we are.
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull?
What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
Sure.
Be
Wanna try
sure
it
to
again?
examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Okay.
Examine her.
That's... Yeah, nah, she's pretty dead, dude.
Probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
Listen, no one wants to do that.
Or anything.
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
This is a whole thing, man.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
Are they about to hit us with... They're not gonna...
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
They're not gonna...
Okay, here I go.
They're... Japan. Don't you do what I think you're gonna do.
Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but...
Oh god, they're gonna do it.
What? This is... What is this?
Japan!
What is it? Not possible. It's not possible.
Is she a dude?
This girl is...
If this is the route they're going, I'm just gonna forewarn, I have no idea how they're gonna handle this. It was in 2010. I'm sorry if it is not handled tastefully.
Is what?
Is a boy.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
I was actually so like, wow, Fumi, you like had a thought there for a second.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy? Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy. Then
a cross-dresser? Oh, no, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then,
Okay.
let's resume the class trial.
That wasn't too bad. I don't know what they're gonna be doing. Like I don't. I personally am gonna just try and ride the wave of the trial and just let it go. Because I can't do anything about the story's narrative. That's just how it be.
We've
So
all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
Okay, so that's how Chihiro had access to the men's locker room. Gonna just
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
correct.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
Has it been pronounced Junko? I'm gonna keep saying Junko. You can't stop me. Pour one out.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I
Okay.
still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
The motive for moving the body is that Genocide Jill, a girl, would be able to get into the girls' locker room to commit the murder for the framing, right?
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female
No.
body.
Okay, Bakugan.
Relating situation.
Yo, Jill, you're crazy.
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very
I'm still waiting for them to swerve me. Like, not the way, I mean, like, listen, they
Indeed.
obviously did just swerve me with, that revelation. But I mean, like a third killer swerve, huh?
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
I mean, I feel like the answer's no, but I still do. I don't have another answer.
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What?
What
But aren't
is
you the one who
happening?
accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
He could just be a good actor.
You think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too, how can I put it, overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see
So
it.
why do a double frame whammy? Frame Genocide Jill by framing yourself by framing a third party?
And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
Yeah, he would have known.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
Oh my god. Dude.
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead, find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why
Yeah.
did you do that to his body?
Good point.
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say?
Yakuga, you are a crazy mamma
If it
jamma.
wasn't me, who was it?
I have no idea.
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
Oh, now I'm afraid it's my boy Mondo.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility.
So now my brain's like Mondo, who has this whole like manly promise thing, was so, I don't know, disturbed by the lie that Chihiro did. I have no idea.
Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very
I
well.
don't want to be
I'm
Mondo.
with you too.
One, because I want Mondo to be, I like Mondo, he's cool.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time.
Okay,
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
that is correct.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real Mercy, which means the killer is a guy.
I got it!
Since the crime scene was in the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. What clues do I have left? Celeste's account? Sure.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
That might be where I'm supposed to
It's
shoot.
over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
Nope, Celeste saw her.
No, that's wrong.
Got it.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Yes.
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse.
Yes.
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
Yeah.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we
That,
don't
you know
find
what, that is a
anything
major
like
thing that I like, where are those?
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that
Fair.
is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better be going. I'm in kind of a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always did.
Because he couldn't go into the girls' locker room.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
I mean, no, he literally couldn't go in. A Gatling gun would have killed him.
Conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
Mondo. It was Mondo.
Huh?
Was it Mondo because Mondo wanted to help him get stronger?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Okay, thanks,
Are
Kyoko.
you sure about that?
You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say.
I get that Kyoko's like our girl helping us like through the game as a detective, but like realistically, if she was in this situation, she'd be like, here's who did it, here's why, I'm the greatest detective in the world, I'm not gonna die, thank you very much.
But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
The jacket,
Well,
though.
if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Okay. I mean, I don't have any evidence in my truth gun. I guess I do. I guess I do have truth gun.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
Okay.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
Okay.
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picks that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
Probably not.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer?
How did Mondo
to
know
figuring
what
out
color
who
the
culprit
tracksuit
is?
was? Yeah.
No way. Not a chance.
Mondo!
Right? What he just said without even realizing it?
Yep.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
He was on his way, so next week, why did he choose the specific?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, that's wrong.
Mondo. Mondo, why? I thought you were cool.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said... She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
Blue?
Before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then,
Yeah.
Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just... I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was
is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility. Cherry?
These nicknames are golds.
Talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony.
Yeah, no, it was in a duffel bag.
When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew he did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from
She's
the
like
very
pointing,
beginning.
but Mondo's right next to her.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
The way he talked?
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off.
I know we have a testimony from Mondo
Maybe
somewhere.
you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You notice such a tiny...
She's the ultimate detective. I don't know why they're holding off on the revolution, like the revelation.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you?
Mondo.
Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone.
Oh, time for the...
You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
I mean, first off, unrelated to this particular murder, you are literally a criminal.
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It
Well,
seems
I mean,
they're all out of leads.
he dug his own grave. Like, your reasoning for giving him the shovel, as Bakugan so eloquently put it, was shaky, but like, didn't we get the results we wanted?
My time has nearly come.
What, Hifumi?
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not
Hey
be
man,
all
whatever
that
you
relevant.
got, whatever you got.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... Here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Mm-hmm. It must be Chihiro. Chihiro is missing.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after
You
the
can't
murder.
break them though.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall.
Mm-hmm.
For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there
So-
somewhere?
The deceased. Okay, so if you're, I'm trying to think how to phrase this.
How
There might be something
handbooks get
with
broken?
Mondo breaking the handbooks of former classmates that have access to the men's locker room, but I can't imagine why. I think you'd think the other way around to prevent like perverts from going into the girls' locker room. I'm very intrigued. By hitting its weak point. Yes, I remember. He was told about the weak point.
You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
It does.
Yeah. You remember that?
Why would I forget?
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession,
Then someone found it out.
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
Yeah, why
I think
not?
It's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
He's got a point.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
So make a rule. We can't break the handbooks.
Tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example?
I'm pretty sure.
Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees.
Mhm.
Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cool
Wow, a little
layer
science
of air
fact. Thanks,
around your
bub.
skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
I will remember this moment if I'm ever in a sauna.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Me too,
That
buddy.
is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna,
Uh-huh.
then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Mm-hmm.
meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Yeah.
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
Well, I mean, the two boys had that whole freaking evening
What
in the
if they
sauna.
found out by accident?
Mondo's handbook is broken, isn't it? And he's just been like,
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that?
oh, buddy.
I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Because he went in with all his freaking clothes on.
Seriously? I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Mondo. Mondo wore all of his clothes.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But
Yep.
little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
And he even tested the theory by using Leon's.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof!
Yeah. It's Leon's handbook, right? Is that the solid proof?
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, that's wrong.
That's right. I mean, I think that's the right spot.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
Oh, he swapped out his handbook with
The
Leon's.
broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right. The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy
So
it.
he didn't test it, he just swapped.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
Yes, correct.
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong.
I feel bad for Taka, he made a friend.
Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time?
Oh, the
From
comic
beginning.
book!
That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Let's do it, I'm ready. Alright. Chihiro. Got a bag. Weird, creepy Transylvanian woman saw them with the bag. They were like, haha, don't mind me, just get in a bag. Is there a close-up of the tracksuit? Yes. Alright. Da 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 da. Okay, so you scan the card and then went into the male locker room. Then you saw your buddy Mondo. Then putting the thing back. There's a lot of stuff here. The blood splatter on the poster? And then he's all like, oops, I really did be doing that. I have no idea. Is there one of them going and getting Is it this? And then... put up the one, put down the dead girl. Everything worked out. But then Bakugan comes around and he's like, I got a silly idea. I'm gonna hang up the dead girl. I'm gonna write some shit on the wall. And then go to the sauna. Throw the book. Close the door. I hope that's right. Let's just run through it and see if it seems good. Shall we? All right, this is a much longer comic than the first one. All right, so Chihiro got some stuff. Stuffed it in a bag, which was spotted by Celeste. They ran off, they scanned their card, went into the boys' locker room, saw their good buddy Mondo. They were like, oh, it's my good buddy Mondo. Put their stuff in there. Mondo happened to be pumping iron. And then was like, you know, maybe I'll just bash in their skull. Bashed in the skull, got blood on the wall, the floor, the poster, dropped their dumbbells like, ooh, I really did just do that. Cleaned up the carpet, cleaned up the poster, picked up Chihiro, walked to the girls' locker room, scanned themselves in, put up the new poster, put down Chihiro's body, and was like, everything looks good now. But then later, Bakugan showed up and was like, yo, I got this rope, let's have fun with this. Made it look like a Gentleman Jack crime scene. Genocide Jack, not Gentleman Jack. Wrote blood on the wall, tied them up, suspended them. Meanwhile, Mondo went to the sauna, threw in the e-handbook, closed the door behind him. I think that all tracks.
Here's exactly what happened.
Here's exactly what happened.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident.
Let's do it, shall we?
Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct?
Mm-hmm.
At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
I'm assuming Celeste can confirm. Oh, that's a shoe. It says X too.
Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime.
Uh-huh.
She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room.
Uh-huh.
But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
We went through that already.
Simple, because she was really a he.
Scan the card, go in the door.
Which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room.
Sure.
Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
Mm-hmm.
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him.
Hey, I got the poster right.
And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from.
Uh-huh.
It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act.
Okay.
Then, removing the bloody poster, and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room.
Okay.
A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course.
Uh-huh.
But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl.
Because of Junko's handbook.
After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall.
Mm-hmm.
Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
Uh-huh.
And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation.
I mean, he certainly made things more complicated for no reason. Yep.
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library. And then he got to work.
Yep.
He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence.
Chihiro's handbook. Oh my god, I missed the last one. All right, that's gotta be this.
Here's exactly what happened. And around the same time, the killer there, they planned to destroy.
Yep. All right.
And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget.
We got him.
Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
That's how it all played out.
Isn't that right, Mondo Orada?
Sorry, Mondo. I was looking forward to being in the biker gang.
Wait. No. This can't be right. Where's your evidence?
What do you mean, where's your evidence?
Where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof. Without any proof, you can't pin any of this.
Am I gonna be fighting him in the shootout, which is pretty funny? A new element has been added to the bullet time battles. Yeah. Fever time and nega time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the RB button, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push AY, however you want to destroy an opponent's verbal assault. But it's only lasts until your focus gauge runs out to make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got to access special time, right? We've also prepared something called Nega Time that your opponents can use. If the opponent activates Nega Time during the time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher for you to hit the rhythm. If you were to activate Fever Time at this point, no, never mind. I'm sure that won't happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty says gentle, the opponent won't use that. Well then, good luck, have fun. I am ready for a rhythm battle.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False.
I have genuinely no idea how to fight against this.
Some evidence. I won't listen. False. You're corrupt. I refuse to vote. I refute you. False. You're corrupt.
This is impossible.
Show me some evidence. I won't listen.
Wow.
Show me some evidence.
This should prove it.
That was really hard. I have to just memorize the tempo and then like in the negative time. That's awful.
Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
Ah, Mondo. I am ready with the pause button when the time needs to come.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
It's sad.
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank!
Yank that lever.
Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Hopefully the right one. It'd be crazy if he lied. Mondo. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mondo number 5.
What?
Got it right again. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was Mondo Owadawa. In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're trending very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way you could would kill someone. Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taking a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually,
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of 2 men. But for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the B button to fast forward the text. I don't know what to do here because I'm afraid if it's gonna be insensitive. Alright, I'm gonna play it. This is your warning. I don't know if it's gonna be insensitive. I've never played this game before. If so, I will provide a timestamp in the comments to after this if it's insensitive. If I feel it's too insensitive about gender stuff, I will provide right now. You can go into the comments, there will be a timestamp if that's the case, and you can click that and it'll jump right past the story. That's what I'll do. There once was a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He heard things like that all along. Remember, he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide it and bury himself further and further into that weakness, take on a form of fragile, petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about it, even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear, instead it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak. Lots of weeks. Once the killing game begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept his fate. After all, this is a world of survival of the fittest. If you're not so strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing and embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling to despair. And yet...
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't really want to talk about it right now, but I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later after I try my best to become strong that I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Annoyingly. Now's
I
my
want to
chance.
change.
I'm gonna get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough that when someone says even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought in front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day, he made a commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought he would go ask someone for help, but he wanted to tell that person his secret first and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to,
Yeah, that's right.
it was me. Yup, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were, so Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will give me some courage, so he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration, and he thought that the only Mondo's support would ever be able, and he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Huh? Did what he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Was that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been a part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep a secret? Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. So he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his e-handbook, see? Then Mono did all that to keep a promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed. Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you do that? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. Possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone. It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge other by your own standards, the height of volley. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. There's all that. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riprap across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya and that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had to put together a local motorcycle gang, and before anyone knew it, it had grown to the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. That sounds awful. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna have to take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why
I
gotta get stronger than Daya just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I just gotta come out on top. And one night, and on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with a reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... Oh, I don't know if I'd call that killing his older brother. Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. "My bad, kid. I effed up. Sorry." Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. "Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. It's the team, you and me, put together. It's a promise between men." He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together, he kept the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who's bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead a team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong, and yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that had happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death and all the gold he's been carrying around, it would have been done for nothing. So that's why, Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with all kind of fuzzy uneasiness and started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzziness, uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach, and it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jeez. I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me all this all of a sudden? Huh? Because I mean, you've kept the secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would.
But
you're right, but
I want to change.
I want to change. I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret? Huh? I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness to try and overcome it, and it was the kind of strength I've never had. I was so jealous of him, and that jealousy broke me. Are you making fun of me? I'm strong? Are you messing with me right now?
No.
No, I'm not messing with you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to do? Sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
What's wrong? Why do you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face? No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong. Stronger than you. I'm stronger than Daya. I remember everything after that. When I woke up again, he was lying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand and I was just staring at him down on the ground. Hey. I killed him.
I killed Chihiro.
I killed Chihiro.
Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Yeah, you did, Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry that he hid his weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in his heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God dang. Ha. Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what the true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't. You jerk. Just shut up, you jerk. Go ahead and say that again, I dare ya. Okay, I'll say as many times as I want, is what you want me to say, but unfortunately I can't do that right now because it's time for the punishing is fast approaching. Let's get this mute button going here. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution? That's what I promised you, right? The blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now
that I've prepared a very special
punishment.
Okay. Second the cinematic starts, I'm pausing the game audio. No, wait. Let's give it everything we got. It's punishment.
Punishment time.
Okay, guys, here we go.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Okay, the audio should be muted. So I'm hoping that we avoid the copyright claim now. It might be a visual thing, in which case I guess every class trial I'm just effed. All right. Let's see what we got here. It's a wheel of some sort. It is a wheel. Okay, he's on a very silly bike. He's got the haircut. All right, the cage of death. Oh, he just jumps off. All right, so he's just going around in a circle. Oh, it's electrified, huh? At least I think it's electrified. It looks like it's electrified. What was he, disintegrated? Ew, what? They turned him into butter for pancakes? I don't understand the logic behind that at all. We turned Mondo into breakfast. And the sound should be back. Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. It can't be, my brother. Another murder, another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. Taka is mad. Taka is very upset. It's not like the sad screams invaded our skulls. We were each forced to realize once again, but he, of course, he had to do it. What disappointment. This is the end of the game? Yakuya.
What is this?
You're completely insane. You know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do, because this is a game of life or death. I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response, except that
However,
I just don't understand why. Why do you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was so calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So he ignored the nighttime rule too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. What, you mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well,
So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed, but if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time it would to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up?
let's see.
After hearing about Genocide Jack from Toka, you decided to use that to create a fake murder scene? But damn, man, we hadn't figured out who'd really done it. You would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before I reached that point. Of course. Vega turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did, and I was able to perform an interesting experiment. Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for.
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied? Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey,
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, what's up? I'm up next.
you.
Like they perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is why? What, do you like them? Because, you know, this is punishment, this is despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment and despair is my gift to mankind itself. You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair. What do you mean? 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 Mean?
What the
Mean.
Damn it!
Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever, doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me. Ah, a noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. Pooh-hoo, I think it's the start of a terrifying friendship. Shut up, I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you, understand? In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
Getting all riled
Ooh, so
up.
cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. Not trash mob. No trash mob for you. I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Ooh, temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Ooh. Ah ha ha ha. Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom and the curtain closed of the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair. Oh,
well, anyway,
stuff's happening.
Like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really
Whoa, we get an actual,
good
like,
spot.
plot here?
Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
My, you really took me by surprise there.
What's going on?
I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole.
The ace in the hole.
And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
What's going on? So Monokuma's got a man on the inside, or woman. Monokuma's got someone working for him in the group, and there's also a secret 16th confirmed. Now we're down to 10. To be continued. Hey, I got the crazy diamonds. Yeah, let's give me a good save here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will, I guess, get to a point where I can exit. Sniff, sniff, sniff. What the heck?
I know I shouldn't cry, but I've had enough.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
Anymore.
Yeah, none of us
Getting out
can.
of here anytime soon. It's impossible.
I don't know if it's
I can't
impossible.
let myself think about how much I want to get out of here.
Yeah, try to get over that.
Thinking like that, I might decide to.
Nah, you would never. Are we gonna get a quick flash of like everyone here? Donuts. I need to eat some donuts. That'll cheer me up. Glazed donuts, twisty jelly donuts, donuts.
Okay.
All right, donuts. Sniff. What's going on? Sniff. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for breaking the nighttime rule. But right now, for me, donuts are an absolute necessity. What the heck? Huh?
Huh?
What's that sound? Sounds like it's coming from the bathhouse. Yo, I'm freaking out. What's going on?
What?
I'm super scared, but is someone there? Gasp. Yeah. The next generation lend stand tall, galactic hero. Wait, what the heck is going on? I guess we're gonna find out next time, guys. Can I pause, please? All right, we're just gonna end it here. Next time I play, it'll probably start me from the beginning of that owie stuff again, but we'll cross that bridge. We just saved, if I remember correctly. Yeah, look, I'll just right there. Bam, we're saved now. All right, guys. Last time, I swear. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. More Danganronpa's coming soon, and I will see you next time. Peace.